Good day, students. Welcome to mathgotserved.com. In this clip, we're going to be going over how to find a coordinate given the slope and a pair of points. Alright, the instructions are as follows. For the given pair of points, one of them is going to be incomplete. So for the given pair of points, the task is to find the x value that results in the given slope. Okay? So for number one, let's consider the following situation. Let's say we have 2 points, x and 9 is the first point, and the second point is negative 1, 8. And we also know that the slope value is 1 over 7. All right? So we want to find the x value that will make the slope of the line through these 2 points yield the result or value of 1 over 7. All right, so how do we do this? To get us started, let's take a look at the formula that is going to guide our problem solving process, okay? So the formula that we're going to be using for this presentation is the slope formula, okay? So the slope formula, slope, which is also represented with the letter m, as you might recall, it is rise over run, right? Rise over run. If you were working with the slope calculations given the graph, you want to use the rise over run variation of the slope formula. But if you are given coordinate values, like is the case here, you're going to use the formula y2 minus y1, that represents the rise, divided by x2 minus x1, which represents the run. Alrighty? Okay, so let's go ahead and attack the problem. The solution is as follows. We have 2 points, x and 9, and the second point is negative 1 and 8. And we have the slope value. Slope can be represented with the letter m of 1 over 7. Okay, so the formula that we're working with here, let's put it on the side. M is equal to y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. We have only one equation, so we can have only one unknown. Okay, so let's specify our unknowns and unknown. So you notice that this is x. This right here is basically our unknown. Okay, so this is x. This is x1. And then this is y1. These two coordinate values are x1, y1 because it's the first point. All right, so the ones go with the first point. And then the second point will represent our 2's. So we're going to call this x2 and y2. Okay, and then this is our m value right here. So let's go ahead and write that down. x1 is our unknown, which is x. y1 is known, which is 9. x2 is negative 1, and y2 is 8. And m is 1 over 7. So we can clearly see that we have only one unknown, and all the others are known. And then when we substitute these values into this formula, we should be able to solve the equation because we have one equation with one unknown. Okay, so we're going to plug in these values into the slope formula. We start with m. M is 1 over 7. 1 over 7 equals y2, which is 8, minus y1, which is 9, divided by x2, which is negative 1, minus x1, which is our unknown x. So now we have an equation. We're going to go ahead and solve this. So we notice that we have a variable term in the denominator. Okay? So we'll have to fix that. But before we do that, let's simplify this equation as much as possible first. If you take a look at the numerator on the right, you notice that these two constants can be combined. 8 minus 9 is negative 1, divided by, we still have a problem with this variable unknown that we're looking for in the denominator. All right, so note what we're doing right here. Our goal here is to solve for x. That's the missing coordinate value. Now what we're going to do is cross multiply, okay? So the denominator on the right will be multiplied with the numerator on the left, and the denominator on the left will be multiplied with the numerator on the right. If we cross multiply, we will get 1 times negative 1 minus x equals negative 7. We multiply 7 times negative 1, okay? So we have negative 1 minus x equals negative 7. Let me go ahead and partition my workspace, and I'll continue right over here. Okay, so we have negative 1 minus x equals negative 7. This is a much easier equation to work with. Why is that? Well, apart from the fact that it's simplified, the unknown is not in the denominator position as is the case here, okay? It's now the numerator, which is good. To get x isolated, we are going to carry out 2 steps. First of all, we will get rid of this negative 1 and then this negative coefficient here. To get rid of negative 1, we'll add 1 to both sides because the inverse of subtraction is addition. So when inverse operations interact, they neutralize or cancel each other out. Now we have negative 1 plus 1, that's 0. That's gone. And then we bring down negative x, minus 7 plus 1, subtract and keep the sign of the bigger, negative 6. Now to get x by itself, we will divide both sides of the equation by negative 1. And then our final answer, x, is going to be 6. So this is the x value that causes the slope through these 2 given points to be 1 over 7. Alright, so how well did you master the contents of the presentation that we just went over? To demonstrate mastery, we'd like you to try out these problems. Instructions are as follows. You have to find the x or y value that causes the line through the given points. That causes the lines through the given point to have the given slope. Okay? Just exactly as we did in the example we went over. Question number 1. What if you have the point x, 6 and negative 8, 2 and a slope value of 1/2. What if that's the case? Have that coordinate point there and a slope value of 1/2. Question 2. What if you have a pair of points, x, 4 and 6, negative 9, and a slope value of 13 over 2. Question 3. What if you have a pair of points 2, y and negative 2, 5, and a slope value of negative 5 over 2. And then lastly, number 4, what if you have the pair of points x, negative 2, and negative 5, negative 4, and a slope value of 1 over 7. So what we'd like you to do at this time, go ahead and pause this video presentation. Try out these 4 problems, and when you're done, click back on the play button, and then we will show you what the answers are. Alright, so hopefully you've had the chance to try out these problems. Let's go ahead and take a look at what the answers are. Question number 1, x equals 0. Number 2, x is 8. Number 3, y is negative 5. And number 4, x is 1 over, x is 9. X is 9. Alright, so how well did you do? What did you think about this presentation? Well, we'd like to know how well you did and what you think about this presentation. Was this concept of finding a missing coordinate given a pair of points and a slope, was it difficult or was it straightforward for you? Please post your comments in the comment section below to let us know what you think. Thanks so much for taking the time to watch this presentation. If you found the contents of this tutorial helpful in your study of our slope, do give us a thumbs up. Your positive feedback is very valuable to us. As indicated earlier, we'd like to know what you think about this presentation. If you have any questions, comments, or requests, just post it in the comment section below and we'll be more than glad to respond. Do not forget to subscribe to our channel for updates to other presentations such as this. More great support resources can be found at our website at mathgotserved.com. Do check it out. Thanks again for watching and have a wonderful day.